So, you've decided you want to watch Spanish football. Excellent choice. Now you have to pick a club. And that is where it gets complicated. Because in Spain, picking a club isn't just picking a team. It's picking a region, a language, and in some cases, an entire political argument. So let's do this properly. All 20 clubs sorted by what kind of person you actually are. Grab a drink, and we're saving the two obvious ones for the end. So, let's start here, because 3 clubs just came back up. And all 3 have been through something. Malaga are back, and you need to understand how far they fell. In 2013, this club reached the Champions League quarter-finals. They were, at that exact moment, one of the 30 best teams in Europe. Then the money vanished. And I mean vanished. They fell out of the top division, then out of the second, all the way into the third. That's not a slump. That's a club nearly ceasing to exist. And they clawed their way back through the promotion playoffs all the way to the top. If you want to feel something rather than win something, this is where you start. Racing Santander are back after 14 years away. 14 years, an entire generation of supporters grew up never seeing this happen. And here's the part people forget. Racing were there right at the very beginning of this league, and then spent over a decade watching from outside. Support Racing if you like the idea of a club that simply refused to disappear. And Deportivo La Coruña are back after 8 years, which is the strangest one of the 3, because this club won the entire league in the year 2000, beat Barcelona and Real Madrid to it, from a small city in the far northwest of Spain, then reached a Champions League semi-final 4 years later, and then dropped so far that at one point they were in the 3rd tier as well. 2 clubs in this league have fallen from the Champions League to the 3rd division. Both are back this season. All 3 of these clubs face a brutal season. But that was never the point. But maybe you want something older than a comeback. Something that never moved at all. Athletic Bilbao are genuinely unlike any other club in world football. They only play players developed in the Basque country. That is the entire rule. Born there or raised through football there. Nobody else, ever. Every other club on earth can sign anybody they can afford. Athletic have chosen not to. Think about what that actually means in a transfer window. Your entire pool of possible signings is one relatively small region. That's it. And here's the part that genuinely stops people. A famous fan survey found that around 3/4 would rather see Athletic relegated than abandon it. They would rather lose their place in the top division than sign a player from the wrong postcode, which makes the next fact genuinely absurd. They have never been relegated. Only 3 clubs have played every single season in this league. Athletic are one of them. The other 2 are Real Madrid and Barcelona, who can sign whoever they want. Support Athletic if you believe a club should mean something beyond winning. Real Sociedad are the other Basque club, about an hour down the coast. Same region, same pride, but they will sign whoever they want. Which is, in a sentence, the entire argument between these 2 clubs. They finished 10th in the league last season, and they are still in Europe this season, because they won the Copa del Rey on penalties against Atletico Madrid. Their city also has a reputation as one of the best places in Spain to eat, which is not nothing. Which is not a footballing reason to pick a club, but it is a reason. And then there's Espanyol, who live in Barcelona, which is a genuinely difficult place to be the second club. Imagine supporting a club whose city rival wins the league most years, across town. They had the longest winless run in the entire division last season, 18 games, and they are older than Barcelona's dominance. They were founded before the club next door became what it is. And the fans still turn up, every week. That is the whole club in one sentence. And if your club hasn't come up yet, don't panic. Subscribe while you wait. All 20 are in here. But maybe you'd rather feel clever than loyal. Villarreal finished 3rd last season. 3rd in a league with Real Madrid and Barcelona in it. Now, here's the detail that makes that genuinely absurd. Villarreal is a town of about 50,000 people. That is smaller than most university campuses. And they are in the Champions League. Their entire stadium holds fewer people than live in the town. Which is somehow the point. They do it through recruitment. Finding players nobody else spotted and selling them for enormous sums. Their nickname is the Yellow Submarine, which is exactly as charming as it sounds. Support Villarreal if you want proof that a small town can genuinely compete with giants. Getafe are the other clever one, and they are far less charming about it. They finished 7th last season and earned a place in Europe, from a suburb of Madrid. They do it by being extremely organized and by being genuinely unpleasant to play against. Every big club has a fixture they quietly dread. For a lot of them, it's this one. Nobody watches Getafe for the beauty of it. That is not what they're selling. Support Getafe if you enjoy watching expensive teams get genuinely frustrated. And Alaves, who are the quietest club in this entire video. They just quietly survive, year after year, with almost no money and almost no drama. No takeover drama, no financial scandal, no 10-year plan announced at a press conference. They did once reach a European final, back in 2001. They lost it 5-4, in extra time. It is still remembered as one of the greatest finals ever played, which is somehow both the best and the worst thing that has ever happened to them. But maybe clever isn't what you want. Maybe you just want noise. Osasuna play in Pamplona, and their stadium has a reputation for being genuinely intimidating. Pamplona is a small city. The stadium holds around 23,000 people, and all 23,000 of them appear to be shouting at the same time. The club is also owned by its own members, not an investor, not a fund, the fans. Only 4 clubs in this league are run that way. The other 3 are Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Athletic. And unlike the other 3, Osasuna are doing it from a much smaller city, on a much smaller budget. They have also never won this league, and realistically never will. That is not the point of Osasuna. That has never been the point of Osasuna. Rayo Vallecano are from a working-class district of Madrid, and they are proudly the city's 3rd club. Their stadium holds about 14,000 people. In Madrid terms, that is essentially a large garden. It only has 3 sides. One end of the ground is simply not there. Their fan base is known for being unusually politically and socially active, and they make no secret of it. This is a club that does community work as seriously as it does football, sometimes more seriously. Support Rayo if you want a neighborhood club that happens to play top division football. Celta Vigo are from Galicia, in the far northwest. They finished 6th last season and are back in Europe. Galicia has its own language, its own culture, and weather that has more in common with Ireland than Spain. Their derby is against Deportivo up the coast, and it is genuinely fierce, which is a lot more interesting now that Deportivo are actually back in this division. Support Celta if you want the football equivalent of finding a really good band before anyone else does. But maybe you want something more dramatic. Maybe you want an argument. Atletico Madrid are the 3rd club in this league that genuinely competes for titles, and their entire identity is built on suffering. That's not me being dramatic, that's their own word for it. Real Madrid represent Polish and expectation. Atletico represent grit and grievance. 2 clubs from the same city, and they could not be more different in how they see themselves. They have won this league while spending a fraction of what the other 2 spend, repeatedly. And they have also lost multiple European finals in genuinely heartbreaking ways, including one where they were seconds away from winning it, against their own city rivals. They did not win it, and Atletico supporters have not stopped thinking about that since. Support Atletico if you want to be permanently annoyed, occasionally triumphant, and never bored. Sevilla have won the Europa League 7 times, more than any other club, 7. No other club is anywhere near that number. There is a genuine theory that this club simply plays better in this one specific competition. Their entire modern identity is built on winning one European trophy over and over again. And last season, they finished in the bottom half and didn't qualify for Europe at all. For Sevilla, that's not a bad season. That's an identity crisis. And Valencia, who won this league twice in the early 2000s and reached 2 Champions League finals back-to-back. They lost both of them, which is, in fairness, very Valencia. They've spent much of the last decade in the bottom half of the table. Their stadium is enormous, historic, and increasingly a reminder of what the club used to be. Support Valencia if you enjoy the very specific pain of a giant club that stopped being one. But maybe you don't want drama at all. Maybe you just want to enjoy yourself. Real Betis are, by some distance, the most fun club in this league. They're from Seville, and they are very clearly the people's club of that city. Their derby against Sevilla is one of the most intense in Spain, and the city talks about nothing else for days. And here's the modern twist. They finished 5th last season, and they are in the Champions League. Now, to understand Betis, you have to go back a long way. This club once spent 7 straight years in the 3rd division, and their supporters kept turning up anyway, in enormous numbers, to watch 3rd division football. That is where the identity of this club was actually born. Their fans have a saying that translates roughly as "Long live Betis," even when they lose, which tells you everything you need to know about what supporting this club is actually like. Support Betis if you want passion, chaos, and a fan base that celebrates absolutely everything. Levante are nicknamed the Frogs, which is the single best nickname in this entire video. They are the older of the 2 clubs in Valencia, founded 10 years before their much bigger neighbor. Not many people outside Valencia know that. Levante supporters will tell you within about 4 minutes. They also had the longest losing run in the entire division last season. Support Levante if you want low-stakes football and the best animal-based nickname in Spain. And then there's Elche. And Elche are what happens when you remove the fantasy from football. No European nights, no title race, no grand 10-year project announced at a press conference. Just survival, every year. That is the entire ambition, stated openly. And there is something genuinely honest about a club that knows exactly what it is. No pretending, no 10-year plan, just Saturday and then the next Saturday. Which leaves the two clubs everybody already knows. And between them, they have won this league more times than everybody else combined. Barcelona are the champions. Again, back-to-back titles, 29 in total. And they sealed it by beating Real Madrid with 3 games still to play, which is roughly the most Barcelona way possible to win a title. Now the football here is genuinely the reason people fall in love with this club. They turned a style of passing into something the entire sport spent 20 years trying to copy. Their academy produces players other clubs would pay hundreds of millions for. The club motto translates as more than a club, and in Catalonia they genuinely mean it. So what's the catch? The catch is the accounting. Support Barcelona and you will spend a genuinely surprising amount of time reading about finances. You'll learn words that no football fan should ever have to learn, and you'll use them in arguments. The other option is Real Madrid, who finished second. And in Madrid, second is a genuine crisis. This is the most successful club in the history of European football. They have won the biggest trophy in club football more times than anyone else, by a distance, which means winning isn't the goal at this club. Winning is the floor. Finish second, and the entire club treats it as a failed year. Because at Real Madrid, winning isn't impressive. It's expected. The impressive part is what they do when they're losing. They will be losing comfortably with minutes left, and then they simply won't be. It has happened enough times that opposition fans have genuinely stopped finding it funny. Support Real Madrid if you want to win constantly and be told constantly that it doesn't count. So those are the two obvious answers, and there is nothing wrong with either of them. Here's the thing about Spanish football that nobody tells you when you start. These clubs aren't just teams from a country, they're teams from a region inside that country, which is why the arguments feel bigger here, because they usually are. So don't pick based on who's winning. Barcelona and Real Madrid will always be there. Pick based on which of these stories you actually want to be part of, because that's what you're actually choosing. So tell me down below, which club did this video give you? And if I got your club wrong, the comments are right there. Go on and subscribe, because the Bundesliga version of this video is coming next. Welcome to Spanish football. You're stuck with it now. Now you see it. The game has not changed. You have. You're welcome.